I'm going to use all of the great information that Mariana shared and just launch right from there now that everybody is well versed in what PyLite and PyLinks are. So Alaska is unique. We like to play that up, but it also is a very real thing. So we have over 5,000 center lane miles, but only 1,000 signalized intersections. We also manage 237 airports, 2 of which are internationals. We have 864 bridges that are DOTs and 1,000 that we're responsible for. We also have a designated marine highway system, and that includes 9 ferry vessels that travel to 16 ports of call. We have 3 tunnels, one of which is the longest in North America. While our geographic size is large, at the end of the day, our trunk highway system is 2-lane roads, mainly posted between 55 and 65 miles an hour. We only have 2 level 2 trauma centers in the state. We do not have a level 1 trauma center. We all head to Washington for that. And those 2 level 2 trauma centers are located within 5 blocks of each other in the city of Anchorage. So for a vast majority of Alaskans, that means a very long trip to get medical support. And so for us, quite often, the first person on scene is the first responder, and we do everything we can to really target that golden hour, get people out and to care as fast as we can. Next slide, please. Alaska is not a strong user of Waze, Google Maps, Apple Maps, and so we had to come up with a solution that worked for us. We really push hard into our 511 if we do any communication with the public, whether it's social media, interviews, public communication, website sharing. We push 511 as the first stop for Alaskans, and they use it regardless of road ownership. So municipal, borough, state, they go to 511. And for us, 511 shares not just road condition information and construction updates. In the last 2 weeks, we have had road closures due to wildfires jumping the highway in multiple spots. We issued a tsunami warning for a good portion of our southern coast last week, and we use it for alerting individuals to school buses. So we're a state, like several other Western states, that has school bus stops on high-speed roads. And this means, again, those 2-lane, 55, 65 mile an hour roads. And so we have implemented systems on 511 that alert drivers as they approach both school buses and winter operations, plow trucks, and similar activities. We've done a great job of getting them to go to 511, and that means anything that we do from now on needs to be compatible with 511. Next slide. This is what got us to PyLit and PyLink as the right solution for us. We had to take into account that many of the individuals we were going to be giving these to were volunteer EMS and fire operations throughout the state of Alaska. We knew we needed to have rapid deployment so that they were truly not just carried in vehicles, but used by the people who were in those vehicles. We wanted pre-stored messages so that those PyLink units that subsequently sent those messages to 511, we wanted to make sure that they were clear and consistent messaging that the public could understand. Because a lot of these groups are volunteer and we knew we couldn't get a unit into every single ambulance, every fire truck, every police or law enforcement vehicle, we wanted to make sure that we could move them back and forth and make the most of the dollars that we had to spend. And then we wanted to make sure that we could fund them as a DOT. We, again, know that many of our groups are volunteer. We want to support them and support that post-crash care focus for the state of Alaska. And so we wanted to find a solution that we could front the cost for those various groups throughout the state. On the right is Gomez. He is our ITS coordinator. He handles our 511 site. And this is him demonstrating the use of pilots to one of our local EMS groups. Alaska, similar to what we just heard from Mariana, has considerable days in which it is dark most of the time. And so these were a great solution for us. But during the summer months when we handed them out, all our demonstrations were inside since it was also 24 hours of light. Next slide. So we, in our strategic highway safety plan, we have a focus on post-crash care like many other states. And we have a statement in there that we support the technology and tools that support our first responders. And it turned out that this was a great statement, very forward thinking of us, though we didn't realize it at the time. But having that focus in our SHSP and the flexibility that was in that is in the IIJA bill, we were able to use our HSIP specified safety funds to purchase these units. And so we, beginning in 2025, this calendar year, we have 639 sets of pilots. 617 of them have PiLink kits. We were able to provide many to our fire, our EMS groups, local law enforcement, many to the Alaska State Troopers, which cover most all of our state minus a couple urban areas. And then we gave many to DOT and PF M&O staff, because quite often, due to the long distances, DOT is the first responder on site. We travel the roads, we're at the airports, we're on the ferries, we're there when things happen. And so having the unit in the vehicles allowed them to stand up that emergency response and alert to any drivers that are on their way. Through the use of these funds, we were not only able to buy the units, but that first year of cost for the PiLink kits as well. Next slide. As I'm sure everyone on this call knows, sometimes we can have great ideas, we can buy the item, we can front the costs, we can sell the story, but it doesn't necessarily get used by those out in our communities. We have had great adoption for the pilots, and we're really excited about that. We sent our first units out in February, and between February and June, we had 233 activations of them. These are our major urban areas that are lit up on the heat map here that's on the right. And this was our summer, right? Or a good portion of that was summer. So we expect to see increased usage through the winter when it's dark. And in the next year, we intend to buy more of these and cover another year's worth of PiLink costs for all of our individuals, so they continue using them and continue connecting to 511. Next slide. So thank you all very much for letting me share how pilots and PiLinks work for the state of Alaska. And there's contact information for both myself and Pam, who is our traffic and safety engineer for the state of Alaska. Back to you, Jim.